me hear you cheer.
Yes! Oh God, they're so cute.
Wow. Gotta get these mics checked. Somebody's over here.
Thanks, Riff.
You're welcome. All right, so here we go. Bombing into the map. We can see the lanes we were talking about before. One straight down middle. There's a top lane and a bottom lane. The top and bottom lane are longer lanes to get to that Nexus turret. But if you are able to take that direction, it's actually a faster way to take the Nexus because you will not be confronted with the two turrets that sit in front of the Nexus to guard it. So usually you'll see the mid push lane, or the push mid lane, if you speak English correctly.
Yes.
And yes. And we'll see if they have to choose that one. There should be some split pushing in this game. They definitely have a lot of characters that can get themselves for a good split push and get back. Ezreal is great at escaping, escape artist to be known as that. I wonder, is he running flash as well? He is, so he can double flash. That's going to be really great for a kite in any of the fights that they have. Looks like they're just hugging this bottom turret here, hoping that they come in. They're going to say, oh, they're not at our blue. We're going to go, or they're not at their blue. Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to stop there. But yeah, no invasion right now. Both CVs going down, and both of these teams are going to easily get their blues picked up. The odd one, it looks like he's going to be starting on the bottom side of the jungle.
And they're going to, pull on for the odd one. He's going to go for the wolves first. All these jungles actually going for wolves, then golems, and that's kind of been their the early game plans. And actually, we do see Alistair Vayne go up top. And both teams swapped it. Epik actually read it. And they're like, they're probably going to swap and try to crush us. So they're actually counter-picking that. I mean, that has to be the option. Because I don't think Epik wanted to do that unless they figured TSM would. So very interesting to see these both these things swap out, knowing what the weak lane would be. I think it's the first time I've really seen this in this tournament. I mean, we see CLG play roam a fair amount in their own gameplay and tournament play, but really one of the first times to see this being so heavily done on both sides of the game. So. That's pretty cute from both those teams.
Ooh, Odd one taking a little bit of damage there. It kind of got walked around his... he still gets it, though, quite nicely with a good amount of health. I thought he was going to take some extra hits he didn't need to take. And look at this Reginald in middle. This is going to be a really hard lane for Crumbs. Already, without even a health item, he has quite a bit of health. Another 100 HP over Crumbs. So we're going to see how that plays. Crumbs is going to have to be very cautious. As you said, a very frail laner, and especially with Reginald's distance.
Wow, and they're doing it again. So we saw that Dyrus went bottom lane, and they're like, we don't see anyone in lane. They're probably swapping, so we already recalled, and look, Ezreal's headed bot. So the game has resumed to normal. The trickery has been resolved, and yeah, y'all tried to be funny with it, but it seemed to work out just okay. And I'm trolling rioters right now. It's great. All right, let's see. So Crumb's still in mid, doing a good job of dodging these barrels. Both people going boots of speed and potions because both these champions have to have skill shots that they're actually going to send a projectile out, and then it's up to the champion to detonate the projectile, have the projectile deal the damage. They're not direct targeted, so having boots of speed will let you dodge those shots, and that is the way to do it. So Dyrus, just, having to deal with all these little wraiths that the Rain Man is summoning.
Dan Din, quite aggressive. Already went up top, poked at Yorick. They traded about half health each, but it looks like he's going down for Reggie here. Reggie has flash. Dustbringer goes out, and he misses that quite hard. The flash is on, but the fear will stick. And unfortunately, he takes a few steps towards his turret. Fear will make you run in any direction. Sometimes it'll run straight forward, and it's just pretty much not even useful to have, but it is an awesome skill. And if you can get it onto somebody in the middle of the lane or in a great position, it just gives you such an upper hand.
Oh, wow.
Reginald able to get out of that one.
Some really good poke by Westeros against his Alistair. He's actually poked him with 2 straight Mystic shots, and that's a really good play there. They have that defensive ward. They're going to watch for a special, and yep, there he is. But actually, interestingly, KX has been really pushing the wave. That's going to make things rather difficult for Epik here. They've got to try to last hit against their turret, and they're losing a lot of minions to the turret this way, so it's going to be rather touchy here. Dyrus, you see, got a little bit of a gank coming on from the odd one, put a pillar down. Dyrus is low on mana. He's trying to sustain that. He's already chugged through 1 to 2 potions. Rayman getting low on mana, but still actually not in bad shape. You can look at the bottom of the screen and see minion. What's up?
Look, Vayne now going top again.
The constant switching. Alistair's running away, and of course Rayman has Summoner Teleport, so he's gonna kill the minions, buy his Tear of the Goddess, and then recall or Summoner Teleport to the bot lane. And that's really smart. They're already making that switch over, so Vayne's not going to miss out on much. Of course, that bottom lane, they did push into the turret to allow them to do that. That is why KX pushed. He pushed so that he would not miss out on much once he made that switch over. Westeros actually queuing too early, missing a couple of minions there. Unfortunate play. And yep, there's the recall from the Rain Man. And Dyrus is like, hey guys, hey guys,
look what I found.
This is going to be difficult.
So it looks like Alistar will also join. Dyrus does not like the position he's in because as he looks on the map, he says, you know what, I don't see Alistar either. I don't know where the odd one is. So he's playing quite careful right now, staying behind that river. A good rule of thumb, I always say, stay behind the river if you're alone. Obviously, if you know the situation and the view of the other champions on the map, you can take a few steps, you can get yourself over, get some minion kills, but usually the other team will look to punish you if you overextend too much. Looks like mid has backed. Anivia going to grab that Meki
You're
pendant.
gonna take so much damage.
Wow, what is he doing? Going
Getting
towards
owned.
it, gets condemned into the wall, exhausted now, not able to get away. The rupture goes up. Can Alistar get the last hit? No, Vayne comes in, knocking that one down in the first blood. A very nice pursue there, and a quick laugh from Alistar to taunt on, who was that? To taunt on to Dyrus.
Didn't even have to use flash to get that stun either. He actually had to headbutt right into the wall. An easy condemn for Vayne. Great damage output there, and that's exactly what we expected to see from this lane composition from Team SoloMid. And it's interesting to see that, so I was talking to a lot of the players before the tournament, and they're like, yeah, Epik generally wins against TSM in scrims. Like, they're probably the better team, they'll probably win. Meanwhile, it was like, digging on top without Voyboy, easy win for CLG. And now we're seeing actually that swap on both sides, where TSM already in a great position. Nice Veil coming out from Reginald. And you're going to see, you know, the gold income actually 1,000 ahead. First blood is about 600 of that, but
Looks like the odd one's trying to creep up here in his lane. It looks like bottom and top are all trying to facilitate a gank here. Can he get the pillar out on Janna? He does, but she will have a little bit of that movement speed. Her passive is to give her team 3% movement speed. It's called Tailwind. Very, very advantageous, especially early game when you haven't bought your boots yet. But most of these players now building into the early game with boots in 3 pots. The support's usually going their wards and the regen items. So we'll see that really coming into play, especially with the Janna on the team.
And again, we see a character with a very interesting build for a skill order. He's actually not maxing Q as many Vaynes often do, but he's actually getting equal points in Condemn and Silver Bolts. Wants that cooldown probably to match up with his Alistar combo. You see Alistar with about 15-second cooldowns. Vayne's done about 17 with rank 2 Condemn, but getting points in Silver Bolts for the anti-tank damage and not really worrying about using a lot of tumble hits. So kind of interesting build. Normally you actually see Vayne's max Q, so Chaos quite the master does interesting things, and so far it's gotten him a kill, so I can't really complain.
Anivia Tyr, the goddess, as she returns the lane. It looks like Reginald will be backing for it looks like a second time, maybe starting an item. We'll be able to see what he will continue to buy. No, he has not started to build one. Now 2 Dorans and his wards. We'll be looking to maybe finish some boots later before he really gets that item. He's doing a good amount of damage right now, so he really is just looking for the sustain in lane. He's very happy with the way that his character is playing in lane, and he can really take down Anivia without having to buy anything expensive right now. Good wards by Crumbs, keeping himself alive. That'll allow him to play in lane a little more dangerously. Vayne still pushing onto this Dyrus. I don't think he's having too much fun up top.
Yeah, Dyrus is not having a great time. He's going for the fast chain vest, trying to stay alive in the lane. Makes a lot of sense, of course. But look at the minions. He's at 44. Yorick actually at 32. So interestingly enough, Dyrus actually doing, I mean, aside from getting first blooded, obviously, doing a pretty good job despite that lane switch. See 38 on Ezreal versus 53 on Vayne, though. So
moving down. Body slams through the wall, sees Nat. Nat is now backing up, and it looks like Ezreal will also have to retreat quite a bit there. They did just give Reginald blue, so it looks like the odd one feels comfortable around his jungle, and Anivia, yes, as well. Good call.
Yeah, but both teams running non-blue junglers, and we can see aggression at top lane. There comes the push into Chaos. A nice little shield right there is going to block the stun, or at least the headbutt, but the fear is not enough. Dyrus will not be able to pick up this kill. Chaos will make it out, and they seem happy. Gragas and Trundle still in mid. Gragas, of course, able to easily, pretty much freely last hit with infinite mana here.
Is gathering up the gold. We do have 61 Anivia on the highest creep score. 56 for Cho'Gath and Vayne on opposing teams. So everybody's pretty much keeping their creep score up. You're not going to see the supports try to farm. They usually get the gold for 5 items or really base their gold off the assist. The buffs they add to their champions, to their team, will also allow them to get the assist if they are able to get a kill. So really, that's how you see the supports start to build. Dyrus continuously being forced out of here, or not forced out, forced to fight without any mana. He just has to do that to save himself, and also went for Vorpal Spikes early, knowing it was going to be hard to farm.
Yep, Westeros getting pushed around by York, but they actually sent John over to support Dyrus. Interesting lane now. We've got Bruiser support versus ranged DPS support, and then ranged AD versus Bruiser. So really interesting things going on here. Epik definitely known to throw a couple of wrenches into the gears, doing some kind of cool things here. And yeah, kind of just some really cool things being done. Crumb so far landing quite well against Reginald. Normally you would see Anivia be a weak laner, but Gragas is not aggressive enough and not able to really stop Crumbs. But oh, this could be scary. He does have ult. Crumbs taking a lot of damage, but dodges. Wow.
Wait a minute.
Oh, and a wall, but
he's
lands a stun though. Yeah, he could have gotten egged by that ult. And Reginald just completely whiffed it. I mean,
he should have just threw it into the Wraith Cam.
Yeah, Dan did forced a flash though, getting caught by Trundle and the Rain Man. But TSM, great job, are the first ones to go for Dragon. Vayne is taking some damage with it, but I mean, maybe they could stop him. I mean, Vayne is being slowed here. Trundle does have Madrits though. Looks like they're gonna get it for free. Yep, they have taken the Dragon kill. 4 versus 4, and Reginald coming back in onto Crumbs. Crumbs doing a lot of damage to him. He's out of mana. Reginald has no flash either. He actually burned the flash to try to chase down Anivia. Anivia did not burn her flash this time because she'd already used it. And interesting to see that play out.
Gragas' ulti almost up again. Does Vayne have one as well? She does. Vayne can really take Anivia off guard here. If she just ulti tumbles in, it's going to make her invisible for 1.5 seconds, and that is just enough time to be able to take somebody out. We will have to see. It looks like she's going to head top, though. They're going to give Dyrus a hard time as she makes her way up there. Odd One still just going through his jungle. Minded to know P's and Q's as Dan Din taking down the Wolf Camp. Bottom is Yorick and Ezreal. Ezreal and Yorick both out of mana. However, you can see he's sustaining a little bit better. Yep, here it goes up top. The third shot condemned into the wall. He was able to stick that one. A ton of damage coming out from Vayne, but I don't think it's going to be able to happen. Not enough attack speed just yet, and a very nice job on the Nocturne ulti, shutting down the vision of Chaos and Xpecial.
Yeah, a lot of armor there. It's really weird to see him run down and left, down and left, down and left in a condemn range. If he ran straight down, he would have taken more shots, but not been stunned, and that was probably the better option there. Ooh. Dan taking a fair amount of damage right there. Didn't want to get condemned or anything. But yeah, Vayne with a fast DF sword is in very good shape. You see Ezreal not with a similar build just yet, still on those 2 Doran's blades. You're going to see his gold right down here. Only 790 gold. He's actually not very rich at all. 65 minions to the 74 of Vayne. Where's West Race's gold?
Xpecial loves that shift 4. He just keeps hitting it. Just laughing all over the lane. Rain Man, not too much MP on his side. Looks like he will just be forced to take these minions, hopefully push it out enough and back. Ezreal gonna fire through. Not doing too much damage, but he really was just trying to clear the minions there, giving Rain Man a hard time. Everybody on TSM pretty much getting back into their lane now. Odd One covering mid. We do have Alistar and Gragas making their way back out. And not too much aggression from Dan Din in the jungle. We have Crumbs going back into mid lane, so everybody kind of just complacent in their lanes, doing what they need to do until the team fight happens.
Yeah, we see Xpecial coming back up towards top. It's very weird to see that, you know, Team SoloMid, right? They've been running duo top, and they're still able to get dragons with it, which is really, really interesting. Chaos, yeah, still not putting points into Tumble, just the 2 into Condemn and maxes Silver Bolts. Really goes for that early damage output with his team, the consistent auto attack damage, not worrying about that Tumble spam. And just, yeah, going for just the pure damage output.
Oh, good invasion ward there. Xpecial throwing one down in the blue of Epik.
Look at ward control, yeah. So we see Epik just, you know, a little back ward on Dragon, but not a whole lot. TSM, actually a pretty good ward coverage. They have kind of all the ganks and all the back doors open.
That was really nice. Alistar putting down a pink ward up top, taking out Dyrus. Dyrus felt very confident about pushing, but now you can see where he is. He's really not gaining anything from being there. So that's going to hurt just a little bit. Very well played by Chaos. And he's also pretty much just going for the last hits, knowing that Dyrus isn't going to be getting this XP, hoping that minion wave pushes out.
Let's see what else you can do about this, though. He's going to go back in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, drop some of these minions, getting some good gold from that.
That was amazing timing by Xpecial on their blue. They were able to just come down, ward in, and now they have almost full reign over it, but they will be contested here. Reginald coming around from the other side. They don't like what's going on, though, knowing they can get displaced by Reginald as well as thrown out. And it looks like they will start to contest this after the buff has been taken. The fear was missed, but they are able to do some damage. The shield goes down, and Dan Din condemned backwards.
Chaos.
Looks like Chaos got caught quickly there. He does not go down, though. He's able to get out alive. There is a teleport coming on the top ward. That's going to be TSM coming in. Rain Man has now joined the fight, and he is going to be able to take down Nocturne. Crumbs going down slowly, but surely. Chaos staying alive, condemns out the Ignite, taking him out, but he is going to be able to